Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is another new game for our channel, Planet Zoo. It's an insanely fun and addicting game. Very creative, a lot like The Sims, and then you get to, deal with animals. In this video, we're going to be making the entrance to our new zoo called Charcole17 Zoo. It'll be the channel-themed zoo. And yeah, so it's a speed build. I'll do a voiceover describing, kind of narrating what's happening, and then you'll see a slow-mo at the end, and that'll be it. So I hope you enjoy the video, and there you go. So right here, I am working on the entrance, obviously. I'm trying to just kind of figure out the general layout, base, like, floor plan, I guess, for how I want it to be, or how big I want it to be more so, and then I'm going to go from there and decide how I want to build it. So like there, I was just putting up some dry stone wall, trying to figure out if that's what I want to use or if I want to go with something else. Right now, what I'm doing, and I recommend you do this when you build stuff, is test out your materials. I was putting out a bunch of rocks, seeing which color was the best, and then I found fake rocks, and you can dye the color, and that looks better. So now I'm using those, and I'm gonna dye them all black because I'm going for a charcoal kind of look. And I think I ended up going with a lighter gray or a darker gray. And yeah, and I just think it looks like charcoal. It fits my theme or what I'm going for, and kind of, I guess they have a good variety of pieces there, so that it'll work for what I'm doing. Then I merge it all to one to extend the wall up a little bit. This is kind of just for the wall texturing, to make it look like it's like a big pile of coals. Going back around and make sure you rotate stuff so that way it adds a little bit of variety to it. It doesn't look like you just copy and pasted it all, which is exactly what I did, but at least it doesn't look as much like it. And even then I added a couple more in there, moved them over, just to add that, like I said, that texturing. It makes it look like it's different. Same with the wall here, and then you do it on both sides. So you can kind of copy and paste and use it all ways. And yeah, so I think, now what I did is I just extended the wall a little bit, trying to figure out the area where it looks the best, or the range where it looks the best. And yeah, so kind of, I guess I didn't really know entirely what I was going for here, but I'm kind of going for like a big oven sort of looking deal, like a giant furnace, I don't know, charcoal furnace with fire. And that, that's kind of the theme of the channel, charcoal, so I decided to use I think it's the African grill, or fireplace, and just add a bunch of them. And it took me a bit of messing around to figure out the best way to do it, and I don't think this is the time I figured it out, because I couldn't grab it. So I think what I ended up doing, and I think, I do it here, and I think maybe I do it again outside of the area, but I lay them all out how I need them, copy them all, or remove them all from the group, because I never forget to, or I never remember to disable the group before making something. But then I can move them, and then I didn't think about the fact that I'm going to have to be able to move them after, so I just undid that, and then I can, there, I think now I moved it out, and now I can just kind of place them as I want them. And I want them just to kind of be showing through, so you see some heat, the sparks flying off, but I don't really want to see that it's the fireplace that I'm using. And I don't want them to look the same, which you can see there that it doesn't. Oh yeah, okay, so now what I'm doing is the walls. I wanted to make the walls kind of similar. And then it dawned on me I could just make one big sheet and then put that in there. I think I was just moving those rocks out a little bit so that I could, that was me placing one so I have it for the other wall. And I was moving the rocks out just so it would pop a little better there. Then I forgot again, so went back again, place another one. Get those placed where I like them. Yeah, and that is just looking really nice right there. So these torches, I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to use it, if I wanted it to be like burners almost underneath, or just fire in general underneath, or what. So I think what I end up doing, I started like that, but then I just kind of thought it adds a nice glow, which is really cool. I like the glow, I don't like the flame, and it adds a little spark to it too. So now you can see I've got this nice orange glow, and then I'm going to use these for the wall, This is the, I think, South African or South Asian torch. I'm not sure. South American, actually. Honestly, I have really no clue. I think it's South African. But, yeah, and then it just same thing. It just adds a nice orange glow. Makes like a very cool looking furnace charcoal kind of thing. Those were just builds I did before. I think I was testing something here. I got rid of them. And, yeah, so now I decided to put a ceiling on it. Now, I don't end up closing in the front, but I thought closing in the whole rest of it would be good. And, yeah, because I'm gonna texture the top, and I want it to look like a big block of charcoal, maybe, kinda. Now I'm kind of just trying to determine how I want to do my, like my sign or my zoo logo or whatever. And I think I kind of just wanted to make a big chunk of charcoal, and I think, yeah. And so I put the big one in the middle, and then I got these textured ones more, and I'm kind of just putting those all around it, and that makes it look like just a big rock. And that, I think, is just to round it out a little better. And then, yeah, okay, so now these are going to be like the mounts that the actual letters go on. And I do end up dyeing them to be a better color. And now I'm just putting the letters on there, numbers in this case, because it's Charcole17, it's going to be the Charcole17 Zoo. And so this is going to have the 17 on the front like that. I think I eventually changed those posts to red. I went with like a gray for now. Yeah, I decided to move that up a little more. Yeah, it looks better. Kind of looks like a brain. And then, I think I just messed with the angle of these, or the depth a little. And next, I put the, I'm going to put the letters, like, for charcoal all along the top. So it'll be, like, kind of arched. And I think I tweaked this a couple times, and I spaced them. So, like, I redo it because I've discovered an easier way to do this, what I'm doing right now. And then I can change the letter before I place it. And right there is where I figured it. And so, yeah, I just placed the letters down. And I think it didn't look good to me, so I wanted to arc it up a little bit more. And I don't think that looked right to me either. But, yeah, and if you're wondering with the coal, I know it's not spelled like charcoal actually is. When I was younger, I was given this nickname by a friend, and young little kids, I don't even know what grade I was in. It was like first or second, maybe. I wasn't sure how to spell coal, or maybe I think I knew how to spell coal, but when he called me charcoal, I just for some reason assumed that this is the coal that was intended. And so it just stuck, and then for years I just never changed it. And that's why, like, in my classic videos, my name is NPGaming17. That's what I was gonna go with when I started my channel, but then it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like my tag, so I went back to Charcole17, and that is still NPGaming17. And 17 really has no significance to me in particular. It's it was originally, I played RuneScape with my cousin, who I think is featured in this week's Call the Wild video, and I named myself Charcole21 because my grandpa and I always played blackjack for fun when I would go over there, and I don't know, that was a good time. So I always thought 21 was fun number, and I used that, and then I think my RuneScape account got hacked or whatever, and so I just recommended was 17 or something, so I stuck with 17, and that's been it since. So, and now what I did there is just side like display signs. I wanted zoo, so I'm going to do 2 of those, but for now I'm just doing the 1. And I'm trying to figure the right lighting here under each letter. Do I want it colored? What color do I want? And I don't think I end up deciding on these. I think I end up going with the first selection. Yeah, it looks like I'm doing that right now. There will be some RuneScape videos, I think, once he gets a gaming PC. We will probably play the channel together. He probably will film too. And I think that might have been me checking if I'm recording. So, yeah, so now what I'm doing is I changed the color of the lights to give it that glow, and I sunk them into the rock. so you can't really see them. Doing the same thing with this one, and now the same thing with this one. Yep, had to change the color, sink it back into the rock, and then, yep, do that all the way around. Change it back to daytime because it wasn't necessary anymore because I had the lights. Now I think I'm texturing the outside and the top of it. Yes. Yeah, so again, just sometimes just rotation is just, it saves a lot. Like even that, yeah, I copied and pasted them, but just altering it a little bit made it look so much, you know, more irregular and therefore more realistic. Yeah, and then I'm going to use the same for each side. And you could go through and tweak each individual one per side if you really wanted to. I think it looks fine the way it is, so I left it. Now on the top, I'm doing those, whatever, I don't know what they're called, but whatever the side wall ones I did, and I'm just placing them. You know, in hindsight, I probably could have just grabbed one of the walls and copied it and brought that up, but this was easy enough. And now that it all looks the same, I wanted to rotate some and kind of add some irregularity to it. Now I thought I'd sink some rocks into the surface and kind of, I don't know, make it look natural, I suppose. Or not natural, not that this would be natural, but look like a pile of rocks rather than just looking like it is a texture thrown on top. I think I played around this for a good bit, but I'm trying to get the torches on there so there's just a little flame coming up the top. And I think I end up moving the walls around or moving like that around, and I forget. Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I moved all the walls up. And in the end, it ends up looking really cool. We got the nice flames, adding like a burner sort of look to it. Yeah, and here I got the front. Like I said, I tweaked this for quite a while, trying to get it figured out. You wanted to get it as, like, you don't want to ever just say it's good enough. I mean, if it is good enough for you, then fine, but you want it for yourself to be as good as you possibly could want it. Like, it's your build, so you might as well take the time, have fun, enjoy it, and make it good. There's not like there's a time crunch for you to get it done. So, and if there is, then, well, maybe you're not playing for the right reason. So that ended up looking really cool on top. I thought good time to put the sign right on top. Or the, yeah, I guess you call it a sign. Put that one up there, and then I put the zoo one there. Copy that one and move another one over to the corner. And I think that's about it. Must be, yeah, just about done. Oh, and then I can do a trimmer on the edge there. Yep. So you're gonna go ahead and just kind of trim it out like this. And at the end of this video, there will be some cool shots. You can see it better. I'll go slow-mo and stuff, and you'll get to actually take a good look at this. But yeah, any little details, just to, you know, trim it out, make it look nice. I think I put some rocks in here. Yes, I do. It ended up looking really good. I was quite happy with it. I think that's it.